Hi everyone, Tony from Hack the Movies here, and today we're talking about a underrated, now classic, cult classic action film, The Rundown, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Seann William Scott, and Christopher Walken. Let's go.
Talking about tapes.
Awesome. I love this stuff, honestly. It's great.
Little background with this movie. I don't know if you remember Rental Reviews,
Yes.
the show I was on. We did an episode called Underrated Action Movies.
Okay.
And I was going to bring this in, but since Kieran brought in Speed 1, which I thought was ridiculous.
That's not underrated.
I did a fake out where I had the Rundown slipcover and then I took it off and it was Speed 2 Cruise Control.
All right, that's better.
I had a really hard time trying to figure out, I looked at my DVD collection for hours and hours. I'm like, what's the most underrated action? And then it finally hit me. Speed 2 Cruise Control! But I even put Rock in the thumbnail and stuff, and some people were upset that I didn't actually talk about The Rundown. And I legitimately almost did until I was just like, wait, when am I going to get an opportunity to talk about Speed 2? But now we're back years later, and I'm ready to talk about The Rundown, a movie we both really, really like. You have the Blu-ray there.
I bought the Blu-ray specifically for this because I'm like, I need to watch this in high definition 1080.
I wish I did too, because I still have the DVD, but it's the full screen DVD.
Oh, okay.
I was like, damn it, of course I have it on VHS here. Yes, this was the beginning of Rock's acting career. This is
pretty much the beginning.
His second lead role in a major feature film. He had his small part, Mummy Returns, and then he did Scorpion King. Yeah. We're going to talk about those at some point. And then he did The Rundown. Now, my memory of this, I didn't see this in theaters, did you?
No, I did not.
I didn't. Rented it on video.
Okay.
No, I got the DVD. I just got the DVD when it was on video. Because I really wanted to see it.
I think I got mine from Blockbuster.
Probably. And I remember really loving it. I'm this is a solid action flick. It's fun. All the characters are likable. I'm a huge Christopher Walken fan.
How can you not be?
How could you not be?
Realistically.
I mean, I guess if you're related to Natalie Wood, he was involved in that kind of that whole fiasco.
Yeah.
Look, him and what's his face, they were never convicted of anything, but it's just, he had dinner with them that night and then she mysteriously fell off a boat. But anyway, people who like movies, people who like movies really like Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a solid time. This is when I was still giving The Rock a shot. I couldn't get in the Scorpion King.
No, I didn't know The Rock was even a thing at that point, really.
Because
it was all about Seann William Scott, because Seann William Scott was, at this time, he was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's coming off the American Pie movies and whatnot. This is directed by an actor turned director, Peter Berg. Okay. Who has done other films. Why is the one escaping my brain?
I don't know. I didn't research the director. Just the little Asian man.
Did he do Usuals? No. He did a movie, and I'm going to flash to an image here and say what it is.
Image here. Because
it was a pretty popular one, and I'm blanking on the name now. But he still directs to this day. He directs a lot of action flicks. He does look like a lot of war ones and whatnot. The last big budget, giant blockbuster, summer blockbuster film that he did that I can remember.
Yeah.
Let me see right there. Oh yeah, there it is. Battleship. Well, The Rundown was good.
The Rundown was good.
And he's also an actor. You ever see Corky Romano?
Yeah.
He's one of Corky's brothers.
Want some cookies?
He's one of Corky's brothers. I think he's the guy who can't read. And he's like, you suck. You suck.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I have some behind the scenes facts here, how this movie came about. So he was assigned the movie, and he has a really good quote here. He rented a video called The 50 Best Fights Ever Filmed. And he said that it made him depressed because he feels like all the fights had been done before.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing this up because we've talked about this movie he's about to reference recently in our What is the Best John Carpenter Movie episode. He mentions They Live. You've seen They Live, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Then he saw the fight between Roddy Piper and Keith David in They Live. And he quoted, he said, "It just hurt watching it. It was a completely different style from all these sexy and sleek movies. And thinking about it, I couldn't remember the last time in a movie fight where I felt pain, where if you got hit in the face, it hurt. So that's where I found my breathing room. Let's give people an old school guy slugging it out with big punches. He didn't really do that in the final product. There's a lot of wire work and spinning. Yeah. But we mentioned that fight between Keith David and Roddy Piper is fantastic. It's one of the most realistic fights you can watch in a movie.
That's good.
Yes, this movie was filmed in Hawaii.
I mean, it makes sense, the tropical climate and all that, except for the beginning, which I can only imagine is shot at the exact nightclub they were at.
Yeah. They were going to film it in Brazil. And the director and I think a producer went around to location scout, and they got held up by armed robbers. And you know what? I think they were like, you know what? Hawaii's nice.
Perfect inspiration, though. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine? I'm going to call the studio. It's like, yeah, I don't think Brazil's going to work. Why? Oh, there's a gun to my head. Is Hawaii available?
Please, is Hawaii available?
And like we said, it's second leading role for The Rock after the Scorpion King. And I typed these notes in the morning and accidentally wrote the Scorpion Kong.
Same thing.
Jessica, please put King Kong's head on the Scorpion King.
Worse things have happened to the Scorpion King.
Now, I remember my friends seeing this movie before I did, and them really liking it. I remember seeing it on video. I mean, my whole family really, really liked it. The people I've talked about who've seen the movie, like you, all enjoy it. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, why doesn't this get talked about more? And that's why I was going to bring it into the underrated action film thing. Turns out it was a huge financial failure.
Oh.
Like, it just barely made its money back. Its budget
did make its money back.
It did, but remember, a lot of times in when it comes to budget, they don't include the marketing budget.
Gotcha. So they didn't.
And they marketed the hell out of this. I remember Wayne Brady had a talk show, and I remember The Rock being on the talk show plugging this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this just barely, and I think it came off the back of Scorpion King.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I don't even think Walking Tall ended up doing that well, although that might not have cost as much as this one.
Well, they didn't have to try that hard. The movie was already written.
Yeah.
So.
The Rock was being geared up to be the next big action guy.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a return to like the big muscular action guys, because in the 90s we kind of got away from that.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be the next Arnold, which I think is why he did Scorpion King, because it's like, oh, barbarian type guy. And it leads to a scene in this movie, and I'm sorry. You said don't do an Arnold movie.
I did. I specifically said, Tony, we have done plenty of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, and then what the hell happens? What happens?
Totally.
I'm not even 2 minutes into this movie, Tony.
First off,
what happens?
First off, fuck you. You're the one who wanted to do this movie.
I didn't realize, okay?
Yeah, that's the ultimate irony. Like, Tom, you could pick. Oh shit, I picked a movie with Arnold. Arnold has a cameo in it.
It's fun.
He does.
Have
Very
fun.
quick, yeah, have fun. Thus indicating like, oh, he didn't succeed, which means The Rock is obviously insinuated to be more badass than Arnie.
Well, The Rock, like I said, he was gearing up to be the next big action hero, and never really took off for a while.
It was the hair.
Was it the hair?
Well, once he got rid of the hair, I mean, it's just
because so after this, he does the Walking Tall remake, and it's like, okay, whatever. He does Doom, which I enjoy.
I enjoyed Doom.
I enjoyed Doom.
I enjoyed watching it, not as like a film, but as more of just I'm entertained.
Let's be honest, though.
It was all about Carl Urban in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And he did action movies. He ended up doing a bunch of family flicks.
Like,
race.
I was about to say The Pacifier, totally different.
No, he did like the Tooth Fairy,
the Tooth Fairy,
the game. What was it? The Game Plan or whatever.
There was like a Gridiron Gang.
Gridiron.
It was like a drama.
Yeah, he did a couple dramas, family films, and his action career didn't really start taking off until the Fast and Furious series.
Pretty much, yeah.
And now he's like in every big action thing.
He's a household name. Everybody knows The Rock.
Well, he was already a household name for wrestling and stuff, but this...
For normal people that don't watch wrestling.
Yeah. And it all started when he acted in an episode of Stargate. No, Star Trek Voyager. Oh, we mentioned in the Mummy episode. What I didn't mention in the Mummy episode is he also acted in an episode of That 70s Show. He played his dad in That 70s Show. And Rocky Johnson, he literally goes like, one day my son is going to be the most electrifying. So we really think people should go back and look at this, and we'll go through the film and talk about all the reasons we love it and why we think it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are some things that date this film.
Like the entire beginning?
Yes. Tom,
Until they leave their first location?
Tom, when was the last time you saw someone rocking a fuzzy bucket hat?
I'm thinking L Cool J Deep Blue Sea era.
Yeah, which would have been around this time. Yeah. I saw the furry bucket hat. I'm like, oh man, those need to make a comeback.
Yeah,
those need to make it. But that like dated the movie really
instantly,
really
because there's like a 6'7" like supposed quarterback or whatever, and he's
wearing
just
the fuzzy. They're blasting Missy Elliott.
Classic of the time.
Yes, well, she's still a classic. You know, the Ghostbusters 2016 movie really brought her back to the mainstream.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Taxi Driver. Oh wait, no, that's Queen Latifah. Never mind.
No, that was
Totally
just Taxi. That wasn't Taxi.
I'm sorry.
Jessica, please Photoshop Queen Latifah with a mohawk at the end of Taxi Driver. put her face on Robert De Niro's body.
I meant Taxi.
And then who was the guy she was in that movie with Jimmy Fallon? Make Jimmy Fallon Harvey Keitel's character.
The critics will love it.
Jesus. I'm just picturing Queen Latifah and Taxi Driver. Anyway. So the movie starts off, we're getting details about our character that make him feel three-dimensional. We know he likes to cook. He's listening to cooking shows. Mm-hmm. He's planning recipes. But he has to go in there and collect some debts from this guy on a football team.
Yeah, like the new hotshot quarterback coming up kind of a thing.
And I love the way they're introducing people in this. I don't know if this originated, this kind of format, but it's been used in many films since then, some better than others. Where they're giving you the rundown on all the people there, and it's cutting to these cool graphics with their stats and stuff.
And then every time it always cuts to like just random B-roll, like football footage, and then they'll just like slap an X-ray skeleton in there every time he like makes a hit.
Yeah,
like, extreme. Oh, this is who you're gonna have to fight against. Arnie already didn't succeed. Now he's got to fight 7 football players, and there's skulls coming across the screen. That's intense.
And then the only I know it's been done in good movies. I'm failing to come up with examples, but I have examples of some bad ones.
Oh.
Suicide Squad, when they're introducing the Suicide Squad and it's cutting to the graphics and their stats, and then fucking Michael Bay likes to get ahead of himself.
Don't say that name.
So when he did the one Transformers movie, I think his last one,
okay,
he introduced all these evil Decepticons, and he did it like Suicide Squad with their stats and their names.
Did he switch a song every single time too?
I think so.
Oh god.
But this is an example of it being done right.
In this context,
yes. And it's actually a really cool way to introduce us. I love the frantic editing and whatnot. I like how he doesn't want to hurt the team.
No. He's trying to come off just as like a nice guy.
He really is. And that's the thing. Like, he's not faking the niceness. Like, he's trying. He's like, hey, man, you owe some debts. Can I have the ring as collateral? You could sort this out. Like, I'm trying to help you, man.
Like, pass it under the table. We can be real nonchalant about this.
Yeah. Like, you owe the money.
Trying to.
Yeah. But he cares about the team. He's like, well, you guys can really go far. I don't really want to screw you up. And of course, his boss is like, I don't give a shit. Take him out. So he kicks all their ass.
Yeah, all of them. And that's actually a pretty badass scene.
That fight scene is awesome.
It's a great way to open the movie, in my opinion.
It's funny because having talked about Mummy Returns and how bad the CGI was in that, CGI is decent in this. Like when he picks up like the turntable and throws it, it actually doesn't look that bad.
No. Except for like the audience and like the added in there little thing. It's just like, ooh, once he gets like knocked in the back of the head.
And he's kicking ass to the Missy Elliott song.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets the ring and then another guy shows up and just shoots him with bean.
Shoots him with bean. Like there was like no point to that scene unless it was, you find out like after that scene that it was actually the same employer that he's employed with. But what is that supposed, that all that does is tell me that his employer's a dick.
No, his employer is a dick.
I mean, I know that, and it's confirmed once that scene arrives 2 minutes later. But it's just
so the whole thing is his
that
boss.
How you needed to emphasize that he was a dick just by the only way you can take down The Rock is with a beanbag gun.
Also, it was to be cheap because like the boss didn't think he could do it, so he hired that guy to take him out. But since Rock didn't deliver the ring, he can like undercut it. He's like, well, I got to take $10,000 off of your thing. He's like, what the hell, man? And this is where we get like the whole thing. It's like he has one last job.
It's always one last job.
It's always one last job. It's the last time. I'm done with the business.
And then he's out.
I'm ready to start. Paul, you got one last job.
Wipe his hands clean.
And he has to retrieve his boss's treasure hunting son.
A person.
Yes. Sean William Scott, who plays Travis. Oh, by the way, The Rock is Beck.
Yes.
Yes. So Travis got in trouble with some people, and I think Chicago.
He's like a gambler kind of.
Yeah, well, he got in trouble with some people in Chicago, and then he took off to South America. I think they are in Brazil because they're speaking Portuguese. Yeah.
Set in Brazil.
So yeah, he's like, "Hey, get my son, come back. I'll pay you all the money, and you're done. You're done."
Yeah.
The pilot takes him off.
You know who the pilot is, right?
Yes.
It's from Wonder Woman and
Train Spotting.
there you go.
And Alien vs. Predator. Which, by the way, me, you, and Casey, as it's on the schedule right now, unless something happens.
Yeah.
Unless I drive off a cliff or you get into a fight or something. We're gonna come back for worst Predator sequel.
Predator, not Alien vs. Predator.
No. Well, I'm including them. So you have seen most of those movies. She had not. So I'm slowly on Patreon. I'm just showing her all the films and doing commentary tracks with her. So we've done Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah.
So go check that out. I know I have an episode about it, but now I went back and revisited it again. But yes, he is in this film as Scottish guy. And goddamn, he's playing up the accent. I couldn't understand a goddamn thing he was saying.
No, I was tempted to put subtitles on just for a minute.
Jessica, cut to him talking.
Today I'm Cornelius Hatcher's built a Babylon of paradise.
Built a what?
A Babylon.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, some of it. Enough for context. I think. I just like some key words in there.
Yeah, and the problem is he's the exposition guy, so you kind of want to know what he's talking about.
You would, wouldn't you?
But he basically says like, "Hey, this is El Dorado," or more like Hell Dorado. There's graffiti in the movie that says that. I didn't make that up. He tells him, he's like, "Hey, the jungle sucks. Don't go in the jungle. Don't ever go in the jungle." He's like, all the animals are awful. The monkeys are terrible.
Yeah.
He lets him know about that. We get information that there's rebels in there who aren't happy with the state of things. And he lets him know that, what's his name? Cornelius Hatcher's mine is Hatcher. Is the mine where pretty much everyone works, and it's awful there. They're all underpaid.
It's essentially slavery.
Pretty much.
We find out it's almost
like they're
exactly
getting paid, but yeah. So it's time to meet more characters. We've established Beck. And before we move on, I really like the Beck character.
I do too. It's actually a little bit surprised. I didn't expect too much from The Rock, but when I watched this, I'm like, I'm actually a little bit immersed here.
Yeah, he's a really likable character, a really likable guy. He doesn't like guns, which he says many, many times.
All the time.
I don't like guns.
And then we meet Travis, Sean William Scott.
Yeah.
And he's there with flowers for Rosario Dawson's Ariana. And he's there he just loves her so much. And he wants to tell her how he feels. Just kidding. He needs a boat.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
By the way, I love this whole movie. They keep calling it The Gato.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, because I want to be like, it's El Gato. El Gato. There is a golden idol called the Gato. That they
hidden kind of Indiana Jones kind of thing.
Yes. Oh, we should say this is definitely, again, I mentioned before, the era of we need to replace Indiana Jones, and they never ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Even when they brought Indiana Jones back, it didn't succeed, and now they're trying it again, and it's not going to succeed.
What do you mean, Crystal Skull? Oh man.
And now he's even older.
Yeah, I think one of the stuntmen from this movie is actually in that movie as well.
Probably. But this is a lot like that movie, like Romancing the Stone.
Okay.
A couple of those like fun jungle adventures. They're definitely trying to like be that.
Yeah.
Which is good. I like those movies. I'm actually overdue for a rewatch of those.
We should watch 6 Days, 7 Nights.
That was a good one. I remember it being good. I don't know if it's good. I know Anne Heche is in it.
Yeah. And Harrison Ford.
Before she went on drug benders and wandered into people's houses.
Get off my island. Or whatever he says. Get off my something.
I think he says, no, you're thinking Air Force One, where he says, get off my airplane.
I'm pretty sure get off my island.
Just like, get off everything.
Anyway.
So yeah, he needs Ariana's uncle's boat to go get the gato, but she wants to go with him. So they're arguing about that.
Split it 50-50, begrudgingly upon Sean William Scott's character.
Yes. Now we need to meet our villains. It's a very good script. It's a very, not like the most original script, but it's like, this is a script I would, now that I'm writing a script. More information on that soon. This would be a good like thing to like show people like, hey, here's how you establish your characters, your secondary characters, and your threat. And now we're here. You find out like since Cornelius Hatcher owns everything, Beck thinks it's a good idea to like meet with him first. Like, hey, I'm here on business, just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
Please don't fuck with me. I want to be in and out.
But that's how we meet like some of the memorable, like kind of badass henchmen.
Yes,
One of them being Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico. So like
Uncle
the leader.
Rico.
So the guy like Hatcher, Christopher Walken's Hatcher is like the main guy.
Yeah.
And then like the enforcer is Uncle Rico, John Grice.
And Whip Man.
And then there's Whip Man who can whip your hand, but then also whip your knuckles to make you let go of what you're holding. That was fucking awesome.
Quality stuff.
That was awesome. The whips. So around this time, like what was this? This was it was 2002, right? Oh, 2004? Wow. I thought it was way earlier. So around this time, Underworld comes out.
Okay.
Remember Underworld?
I try not to.
Okay, so there was this vampire who had silver whips to fight werewolves.
Oh, okay. I just know that it's the chick and she like shoots in the floor, but I think I'm just remembering the previews. And
Yes. Well, the whip guy is awesome.
Okay.
Oh, he looked awesome.
Yeah.
I hate that movie. And there's like a scene where like you think it's going to be this awesome fight between him and the werewolf, and his whip gets caught and he gets killed off screen. So then I see this movie where like the whips actually have extended action scenes. Like, all right, I'm in. This is awesome.
Yeah, because when they fight in the bar, like he whips in and like cuts that table in half.
Oh yeah,
unrealistic, but still awesome.
No, it's awesome. I don't care.
Awesome, and
I don't care about realism.
It was in all the trailers too. Like that was like the main. Oh, look at the
again. I get accused of nitpicking, but like if your movie's fun, I'm caring about the characters. I'll let logical stuff slide.
Yeah.
Sometimes the movie's just too fucking stupid. I'm like, all right, wait, what? How does that add up?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. John Grice, the head of security. So Hatcher gives him permission. But he also is like showing, he walks him over to a blue screen.
Yeah, he does.
The blue screen's dodgy, but the digital.
Well, once it gets past the foreground, once you get past the actual. Like,
the compositing's a little dodgy, but luckily there's not a lot of shots like that. So
no,
it's
there's
not
only a handful.
Again, coming off the back of.
Well, most of the establishing shots actually have. Like, it kind of starts with like a Google Earth feel, and then it's just like.
Which I like that. I like that.
For then, yeah, it was fine.
But the mine looked.
Crank did it better, even though it had the Google logo at the bottom still. It's still, I don't know. Anyway.
But the mine looks really good. There's like so many people there. They look like ants just building.
There's got to be like 500,000 people or something.
We ever find out what they're mining?
Gold.
Gold.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thus the gato.
Gato?
Yes, thus the gato. Yeah, so he's like, all right, you're good. You can do what you want.
For $10,000.
For $10,000. You got to pay me $10,000.
And
then you got to go. So he finally meets Travis in the bar. And I love that whole thing where he's describing him and he knows he's behind him. He's like, he's got like a bewildered look on his face. Is this the first time he tries to fight him, or is that later?
Later.
That was later. Okay.
Yeah, that was I think the second encounter after all the fun stuff.
But then there's a plot twist, as Christopher Walken tells the audience. So they now know that guy knows where the gato is. Mm-hmm. And they're like, sorry, Dwayne. Sorry, Dwayne. We can't let you leave with him. We kind of need him. So he needs to lead us to the gato. Then you can do whatever you want. And he's just like, hey, man, I don't give a shit. Can I just leave?
Yeah.
And I love he's like, what about my $10,000? He's like, I think he literally says my fingers were crossed. Like,
my fingers were crossed.
I paid you.
Well, fortunately, I had my fingers crossed the whole time.
So stupid.
Yeah. Well, he has got some fun lines. Definitely some fun quotable lines.
Yeah. Action scene. This bar fight's fun.
It is. It is a lot of fun.
Again, I'm not really getting what he was saying about like they live the real tough down to earth part. Like people are getting kicked and spinning in the air and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah, the stunt work, very good.
And of course, since he's still the Rock. It wasn't quite Dwayne The Rock Johnson yet.
Oh, okay.
You have to remind people because he was still a wrestler at this point, not as frequent now. In this era, he was kind of in for, it was like between movies, he would come back. He does a rock bottom. Is it in this or an earlier scene?
Probably in this?
Fuck, it might
I'm
have
not familiar with the rock bottom.
All right, shit. I might be mixing up the scenes. I watched this morning. I'm sorry. But it's either this scene or the scene in the club. Sorry if I got it out of order. And I know for a fact I'm going to tell Jessica to cut to it, and she's going to be like, what's a rock bottom? So he literally, he picks a guy up like this and lifts him up in the air and then like goes like that.
Oh, okay. That might have been in the first
Now that I'm saying
scene.
it might have been in the club scene.
Okay.
He does pin someone later. I thought that was pretty funny. But no, this is a very, very fun bar scene. Like you said, with the table getting whipped in half.
With that was cool.
Yes,
I like that. I can't say I've seen too many, if like any movies where I was like excited to see the whip character.
Well,
like, that was a first. And
well,
also,
Underworld
right.
for me.
For you, yeah. But
Yeah, what's the most popular whip character? I guess Indiana Jones.
Yeah, pretty much.
Catwoman sometimes.
I would definitely associate the whip with Catwoman.
Yeah, depending on the version, but yeah. I don't know who else is a real whip person. But anyway. Yeah, so he takes Travis and he's heading back to the airstrip.
Handcuffs him. And they're on their way back in Scottish guy's Jeep.
Yes, it's his Jeep.
Yes.
And then they fall off a cliff. A very, very big cliff. And I'm watching this. It's been a while since I watched this, and I'm like, this reminds me of Hot Rod.
Yeah. Yes.
There's
like
this
2.5 minutes straight of just falling.
If you've ever seen Hot Rod, Andy Samberg, he's like dancing and he falls off a cliff, but they just keep going to the point where like it's one of those things where it stops being funny and then starts being funny again. And this is basically that. Like they go for a while down this cliff.
Yeah, the stuntmen, oh my God. I guarantee that was like the hardest day on set. It's ridiculous. But it's actually kind of funny because Sean William Scott's character is handcuffed. And in several of the cutaways, he doesn't have handcuffs. Because like you can't, like a stuntman can't safely fall down a hill like that while he's actually handcuffed. Like he'll die.
Yes.
And they want him to be alive, I'm pretty sure, because they have more movie to.
Yeah, they really want Sean William Scott to be alive.
Yes, Sean William Scott was the one that fell down.
They both fell down. Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, they need him. They need him to be in Bulletproof Monk.
Yes.
Was that before or after this? I can't remember.
I don't.
But anyway, yeah, it goes on for a while, and I like that. Like once they're in the water, you think they're fine, but then the Jeep is coming down.
No, that was a nice little touch, a little Jurassic Park kind of a feel, where it's just like, oh, I almost forgot. Oh.
Okay, this is where they fight. And
yeah.
So Sean William Scott, Travis, he has this thing where he does the like, oh, you like the lightning? And he like wiggles his leg.
Lightning.
And I think his whole idea is like, I'm going to distract him and catch him off guard with the other hand. But like, it never worked.
He does it 3 times in a row. And
like,
just like a little bit of thunder.
The Rock just beats the shit out of him every single time. They fight. And then The Rock knocks him on the ground, but then like covers him. Like he's basically pinning him. And I'm like, okay, it's a little ridiculous. And then we have possibly one of the greatest monologues of all time.
I labeled this in my notes as the Tooth Fairy speech.
I feel like a little boy who's lost his first tooth. Put it under his pillow, waiting for the Tooth Fairy to come.
I laughed so goddamn hard when I watched this the first time. And then, like, subsequent viewings, there are times where I'll forget, and it just hits me again. So he's trying to explain to his like security, like
which none of them speak English.
None of them speak. They all
just
speak
Uncle Rico, who's right next to him, and apparently he can translate.
Yeah,
loosely.
They speak Portuguese, and he's trying to express like how upset he is that they're like taking his
taking his stuff. It's like, oh, it's my tooth.
Yes. Well, remember, like Uncle Rico wants to kill him, and they're like, no, we need him to find him because if they find him, then they don't need to work for us anymore. Because apparently, this one golden cat is just going to fix all their financial problems.
Yeah.
They say they can use it to like buy seeds and stuff and start their own farms or whatever.
Yeah, it's like $1 million or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he's telling them, he's like, he does the whole, I feel like a little boy who's lost his first tooth, and he's put it under his pillow, waiting for the Tooth Fairy to come and get it. But instead, two evil burglars come in and snatched it. And then he's like, I love when he looks at me, he goes, do you understand the concept of the tooth fairy? And all those guys are
he
like,
just starts explaining it to him, and then he stops him. He's like, no, you're not going to be able to
she
explain
takes
this.
the goddamn tooth, gives you a quarter. They got my tooth.
Go get my tooth.
I want it. I've never seen a bad, like, it's funny and threatening, and it's just, he delivers it so fucking well.
Oh, he does.
I don't think you could do that with any other actor in that scene.
And take it seriously? No.
No, like they would try to play it too serious or too wacky. And Christopher Walken, I heard this theory. I've heard this said about him, and I don't know if it's true, but apparently Christopher Walken will like take the punctuation out of his scripts.
Oh.
So he can like, he doesn't know how to like say the sentences, so he can cut, it feels more organic. That's what he says. Because if you ever watch his movies, he does have weird inflections on certain words and whatnot.
This watch.
He also reads a lot, like on Saturday Night Live. Like every Saturday Night Live time, every time he's on Saturday Night Live, he's always looking to the side because he's just looking at the cue cards. But like the way it's filmed, it actually makes it really funny. It's just like he has this bizarre stance where he's just like zoning out.
Yeah.
Yes. So he wants his tooth. Are you threatening me with pee?
You threatening me? You threatening me with pee?
What, like Sean William Scott? This scene goes on for a while where he's trying to pee.
Well, granted, he's handcuffed.
Yeah.
And, you know, they have a little bit of a gay joke or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you need to unzip me. And she's just like, look away. Like, I was almost ready for him to say, should I cough? But he looks away, he unzips him, backs away. And,
I love where he's like, I can't get it.
and then he's just
and then he just goes, oh, I got it. But
and then
Beck,
he's peeing.
yes, the Rock Beck gets caught in a trap. And I love Sean William Scott like making fun of him, and then he also gets trapped.
Well, the best part right before that, he doesn't put his stuff away. Like he literally, like he's mid pee like during that shot, and then he just turns around. Like if it was that difficult to urinate, I don't think it would be just as easy to put everything back in there.
You're right.
Real quick, because he's still handcuffed.
That makes no goddamn sense.
It doesn't.
This is bullshit.
This needs to be more realistic. I'm upset.
0 stars. Episode over. No, but then we get the baboons.
Oh god,
the horniest baboon.
Yeah, I think that was like the first time in the movie where I'm just like, I'm watching a movie, aren't I? Yeah.
But I love that it's all threatening, and then it's just the animatronic baboon.
The animatronic one. It's passable for what they needed.
No, I think it looks great. I think
when it opens its jaw and like the saliva, that looked really cool.
It's awesome. It's just they jumble them. They're just like humping their face
just
and
humping
whatnot.
his face now.
It's a fun scene. It's a fun
That
moment.
was the first time it like took me out, where I'm just like, I forgot I'm watching them.
You know who one of the rebels is? Like one of the main rebels?
Yes, I do.
Who is he?
He is from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
He was also the suit actor in the first movie.
Oh, really?
And he's in Surf Ninjas. And he had a small part, we found out, in that movie, Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Ernie Reyes Jr.,
Yes.
actor and stuntman. He was also he had one part in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He's the guys in like Peru with like the darts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, he's like ripped as shit.
Oh yeah, he's
a tiny little man.
He's looking good in this. He's looking in this. He was a good actor too. I've enjoyed
him.
Even if I'm not the biggest Surf Ninjas fan.
Who's not?
He's enjoyable in everything I've seen him in.
Yes, agreed.
And he's good in this. He's really good in this too. I friggin' think this is hilarious where Travis is like framing Beck for being the bad guy.
Because Sean William Scott's character can speak Portuguese, and he's basically just telling him, like, all right, now stare him directly in the eyes.
No.
Do not break eye contact.
Fierce gaze.
Fierce gaze.
And then The Rock will be like, oh.
Fierce gaze.
They'll be talking. It'll be like, it's fine. Fierce gaze. Okay.
He's basically just like, why? I'm going to cut his eyes out. Why is he staring at me? He's just like, because he just doesn't like it.
Yeah, and I love he's like, oh, he said he dishonors your ancestor. Fierce gaze. But yeah, it leads to Beck has to fight Ernie Reyes Jr.'s character.
And the entire, like,
yeah.
all the rebels included with him.
Yeah, and they're all swinging from vines and punching him and knocking him around.
They were nice enough to put all their guns down, though. That's very gentlemanly of the people
It was.
with a huge language barrier, live on the other side of the world, but they understand respect.
They do.
And tiny little people want to fight the giant man.
Look. We all know how to respect each other. Even the Predator knew to take off his arm cannon.
Sadly, you're right. But it translates even throughout the galaxy.
Yes, it turns out Ariana Rosario Dawson, she's the leader of the rebels. And if this movie were made today, there'd be like 10,000 YouTube videos calling it woke.
Yeah.
Before you could just do it in a movie and no one cared.
Pretty much.
But now these guys, they're so desperate for like drama and whatnot. They're like, anytime like a movie's like, there's a woman in this action movie, they're like, oh, it's woke. And then you watch the movie, it's like they had 2 scenes, they did nothing. Like you really wasted all that.
Yeah.
We did that with Book of Boba Fett. They complained about the robot arm girl.
Okay.
For like months leading up to that. And then they came out and like, I forgot she was in the show. Why did you guys complain about her so much? But yes, Rosario Dawson is the leader of the rebels. Her and Beck, they're all BFFs now.
Yeah, basically. It's just like, hey,
Yeah.
you don't realize that the Travis character, he works for Hatcher.
Yes.
Not this guy. And they're like, oh, shit.
They're like, what? Yes.
Not bad.
So they all come to like this agreement that it's like, okay, Travis is going to take us to the Gato.
Yeah.
We're going to get
This
it.
is like the first scene where they actually like stop and like, talk. And I'm just like, all right, this is a proper action movie.
Yes.
Because it's just go.
Yes.
Go. Oh, we're a little bit of plot. All right, go.
Yeah. It's like, all right, we need this. We're going to get this. You can take Travis away. I'm going to sell this. We're all going to quit working at the mines. Fuck them.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. But Hatcher's men attack them.
Dun, dun, dun.
They take over the camp. They get into the boat that was established earlier. And fucking Christopher Walken kills Ernie Reyes Jr.
That was actually, I was a little upset.
It's really
I
sad.
was surprised that I was
Is that the only person he kills in the movie? Like directly?
Directly, I think, yes.
Yeah.
Successfully, yes. The only time.
So yeah, they take off. Little do they know they have people hunting them.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to a waterfall where the Gato is. It's behind a moving curtain.
Moving curtain.
And I will say the traps we're about to see are pretty like down to earth and realistic. They're not like Indiana. There's no invisible bridge.
Yeah.
There's no saw blades like flying around. The first one is like a methane gas deposit.
Yeah. But of course, before that happens, we have to get the quintessential Rosario Dawson wet getting out of the water shot slowly.
That was important. How do we know if she got out of the
It's
water?
not an action movie.
Yeah.
Without
that.
that.
Obviously. I do like she tells him, she's like, hey, don't pee in the water. There's a parasite that will crawl up and he leaves his pants on. He leaves his night suit pants on.
I think that's the line that like stuck with me. Like of the entire movie, I think that's the line that I'm just like, when I saw this movie first, I was like, oh God, is that real?
There's stuff like it. You know?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, so the cool fireball. And then the next trap, it's like these sticks that are propping up these rocks.
Yeah.
And you have to
there's like there's a game.
Yes, you have to follow. You have to follow the cat marked on the ground.
Yes, the cat. Don't go with the jaguar. The jaguar's bad.
Yes. Or no, do the jaguar. Don't go with the eagle.
The eagle's bad.
The eagle's bad.
You want to find jaguars and cats.
Yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the rock is just like holding up the room as it's slowly starting to shatter.
All the rocks are starting to go because the first log he pulled out, it was the wrong one, of course. So now like the timer starts.
But I like a little bit of the restraint there. They didn't go for the full-on giant temple or anything like that. Probably just budget reasons.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we have this fun, exciting scene of them capturing that, and they're building camaraderie.
Mm-hmm. And Rock is holding up rocks.
The Rock is holding up rocks.
That's
he's immune to them.
That's his job. That scene. That makes sense since he's immune.
Yes, and then they're all hanging out, and they share a nice piece of fruit together.
Yeah, because like, oh, we're all friends. Look, we got the gato.
Turns out it's poison. I do like the whole moral thing where like Sean Scott's like, but I want to put it in a museum. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. I need the money from it. to like have a less shitty life.
But he was
here.
going to sell it to a museum. So like basically she argues it's like, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's the money benefits me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she like knocks him out. I like the warping effect.
That was weird. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was just odd enough, but
I love this comedic moment where like they're coming to and the baboons are back.
Yeah.
They're like, get out of here, monkey.
The Rock's
like they're
just,
slurring
like,
the
in
words like,
his-
get out of here, monkey.
face in the dirt. Get out of here, monkey.
Like they're getting close and close until he like gets up and
then he just-
screams.
Get out of here, monkey.
So yeah, they're upset by the whole thing. But The Rock doesn't give a shit anymore.
No, because he has what he needs.
He has
has what he
Travis.
came for.
He's not too invested in this. But they get up to the pilot. And he's like, "Hey, you're taking me home. Sorry about your Jeep. We'll sort that out later, buddy. You're taking us home. Blah 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 blah." And they can deal with that. He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Hatcher got that girl you like."
The
It's like,
exposition king himself.
the exposition king. He said, and I quote, "I don't know."
Get her. Yeah.
He has a part coming up where I'm like, "What the fuck did you say?"
I thought that was every part.
Yeah, but especially the one. But yeah, he tells her like, "Yeah, Hatcher got the girl, and he's got the gato." And it's like he basically says like, "Yeah, he's not gonna come after you guys anymore. He's got it. He's fine with it." And now The Rock has that dilemma.
I don't know, like the moral dilemma, but like it's not that motivated. I know he's a nice guy. Like his
Yeah.
character's a nice guy, but I'd want to finish the job and go home, you know?
Yeah, so would I. I'd be like,
Even
"Yeah,
if I'm a nice guy, I'd be like, yeah, she was cool for that 3 hours I knew her and I gave her my entire life story.
And then she betrayed me.
And then, but like those 3 hours, it's worth risking my life.
I'm
my
gonna
entire
risk
future.
everything in everyone's lives." I think Sean William Scott also kind of like nags him into doing
Basically.
it too. It's the Han Solo moment where no, I'm already worried about myself. No, I do care about other people. So there's been this. We forgot to mention it. There's been this little detail where like the runway is constantly surrounded by cows, moos, as he talks them.
Yes.
And what are they gonna do with all these goddamn cows? Well, they're gonna stampede them through the fucking town.
Uh-huh.
And the stampede looks good.
It does actually. I was kind of curious, like how they must have actually had them, but like they probably did like breakaway stuff because they take off a bunch of like rafters and stuff, and then Christopher Walken gives an amazing line. That's a lot of cows.
That's a lot of cows.
That's a lot of cows.
Almost like that's a lot of fish.
That's a lot of fish.
Oh no! Oh no! You mean from the hit film Godzilla 1998?
That's a lot of fish.
So
Love that movie.
Oh shit! What was I gonna say?
So the bulls are stampeding.
Oh no! I was gonna say there's another movie. It's a really good movie. I think James Mangold did it. Night and Day with Tom Cruise.
Okay, I've
And
seen
Cameron
Cameron
Diaz.
Diaz. Yeah.
There are like a stampede of bulls, but if I remember, they are like very digital, so it's not as exciting.
And
as
nobody
this.
said that's a lot of bulls.
I don't think anyone did it. It's been a while since I've seen
Then
it.
what's the point of the scene?
I agree. Yeah, and The Rock just stumbles into town, and there's been this whole thing. Another thing we forgot to mention: he always gives you two options.
Option A.
Option A, you do the easy thing. You come with me, or you do this, you do that.
Option B.
Option B, I take care of it myself.
You want to take option A.
Everyone takes option B.
Everyone. Sean William Scott even asked, "Is there an option C?" And that
Yeah.
just fails instantly.
No,
like,
there is no
there's
option C at all. No one takes it. So The Rock comes in, and everything just goes nuts.
This is a badass ending scene.
Yes, he is kicking all types of ass. The Scottish guy introduces the fight on the bagpipes.
Yeah, he does the typical
By the way,
action.
I love that he's just there, like at the cafe, watching it all go down.
Just hanging out. But they use the bagpipes to cover the stampede of cows.
Yes.
And I'm just like, that's actually a pretty clever
That
movie.
was clever.
Pretty
That was clever.
I thought it was going to be just a distraction.
While he's fighting those guys, this whole thing where Uncle Rico takes Ariana, and there's like a little bit of a car chase. They end up like crashing into something.
Yeah.
Eventually, The Rock is left with no choice, and he has to resort to guns.
And it's badass.
He's
like,
very
I'm
good at
surprised.
He's good at guns. He can even
He is.
pump shotguns by shoving them between guys' armpits and go like that.
Yeah.
But he takes everyone out. He like fights the whip guys.
Yeah, he does. Well, so he doesn't have the guns by then. The reason he even got the guns is because Travis was on a bus. Like he was trying to escape. He's on a bus. He's under fire from all these angles, and then they cut to like The Rock making this inflection scene of just like, I'm gonna have to use guns. I'm gonna have to do it. How do I do it? And then we kind of have like a small montage similar to the beginning of the movie, where it's just like Sherlock Holmesing it, just like, oh, I'm gonna get this guy here, and I'm gonna get that guy up there, and awesome gun fight ensues, and it's
pretty cool. I do like when he gets the whip guys on the ground and like knocks them both out and then takes out the last guy.
Well, the last guy he takes out, this kind of racked my brain a little bit. Yeah. Because he has two shotguns. All right. He's holding them kind of like this. So there's one barrel here, one barrel here.
Yeah.
How is he pulling both triggers simultaneously while holding both of, like, can he... Is his finger long enough? Because it's not in frame, but can he actually fire both shotguns?
I don't know.
While they're directly next to each other. It's just something that, it was badass. Don't get me wrong, but it just threw me off. I'm like, is that even?
You know what? I didn't pay attention too much to that because I did pay attention to him jumping off the building and then punching the support beam for the guy's tower, and then realizing they're all weak and then kicking all the support.
That was... It was extra, but I loved it.
The slow motion of him being like, and like punching and it shatters.
It just
like, what
explodes.
the? Why did you think to punch that? And also, like, I feel like realistically it would have been like,
it's like made of concrete. Like, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have gone through, especially if it could have supported like the 4 people standing up there. It's like, no, this one guy's just gonna punch it like a flying Wolverine punch and just
really
destroy it.
Flying like Wolverine.
It does. It's hokey. I enjoyed it still. Like it's hokey, but it didn't take me out of the moment.
It didn't. No, it didn't. It didn't. It was really. I'm like, I wish I saw more stuff like that. And I love the editing in this. Like,
the stunt work, the wire work,
the wire work, the stunt work. But there's a lot of like, where they do like the crash zooms on everything, and they're constantly over cranking, under cranking. There's a lot of films that try to do like the, like the so many cuts. Like the over cutting and over editing fight scenes. There's some that can't pull it off.
Marvel never does that, so we're good.
Sometimes they do, yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, a lot of times we've seen it. There's the famous clip. Other people pointing this out. One of the Taken movies. There's like
not the third one. The third one.
It was either 2 or 3.
Like the whole movie.
There's like there's like so many cuts to show him getting over a fence.
Yes, and they're even in the wrong leading direction because like cinema wise, like. The character is supposed to go in a certain direction to indicate that the movie is furthering. He's crossing his own 180 rule like constantly in Taken 3,
but there's scenes like that where they're like, we're gonna use just choppy action and cutting to this, cutting that. This one does it well.
Yeah, no, it does.
This one seems like it was like
not split second cuts. No. It's not 3 cuts for one action.
No, and like it seems like they had a plan for all this. Like they shot it not like in Marvel does. They're like, we're just gonna shoot a bunch of shit and put it all in later.
We'll just get
as much coverage, and I understand wanting as much coverage as possible. But when your editor is just like, I guess I'll take from this and take from that.
Yeah, which of the 900 ways should I edit this?
Which one of the 900 angles it takes? Like, did the director have an idea which angle? It's
no.
Like, no.
No, it didn't. But it's all there, trust me.
Yes. But that was great. It eventually boils down to just Christopher Walken.
Yeah, was that before or after the big explosion?
Oh, like there's a big explosion. Yes,
because I have some issues with the big explosion.
What are tell me the issues with the big explosion.
So, as The Rock like explodes one of these vans, he's doing like the extremely cliche
walking away from an
explosion.
So the explosion is behind him pushing.
Yes.
But the wind
is coming from the front and it's blowing his shirt backwards.
Yeah.
Towards the explosion.
Yes. See what
I don't understand. It's not even like he has enough hair for a wind machine to like benefit. Like come like what?
Here's what happened. There's 2 things that could happen.
Okay.
One, just could have coincidentally be a nice breeze rolling in.
Just a simple breeze.
There was just a breeze coming in as that explosion went off, Tom.
Yeah.
You nitpicker. No. Or maybe we didn't see it, but there might have been a big wall in front of him, and the shock waves hit the wall and then reflected back.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know why I didn't even think of
The movie's perfect again.
that. It is
we
perfect.
Fixed it.
Even though that the baboon scratches are actually on the opposite side as well during that scene. Because they actually flipped. But no, you're right.
What were his tattoos, by the way? He had like a cross.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Because he's wearing long sleeve shirts for most of it, but yeah, he had like a cross or something. He has some other like big black tattoo. I didn't get a good look at his tattoos. Yeah, can we see him?
It is a upside down teepee. Oh, that's what that looks like on here.
Oof.
It's just a triangle with.
That looks like a V or something. Yeah, and then he has I don't know. I couldn't get a good look at the whatchamacallit. Is there a better picture? What is that cover, by the way? That cover.
It's a real I never even saw this cover. It's actually on the disc too, the Blu-ray. Whereas the standard DVD, which has always been this way with him just.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that black and white one.
I wasn't a huge fan either, but this was the only one that didn't come with Scorpion King. So I got this one because I literally and genuinely did not want to own.
That looks
Scorpion
like the cover
King.
of that movie, Matchstick Men.
It does, or like The Unusual Suspects or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that doesn't. Whoever designed that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's new though. Like it's not of any like the past few years. You could only get like either the regular DVD or the triple pack. With
They didn't give it its own Blu-ray?
This is
wow.
This was its first Blu-ray, and I think it only came out a few years ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it ends up being just Christopher Walken at the end.
Yes. Which he gives a really nice.
He got the moves.
King Kong ain't got shit on me speech, but
yes.
Christopher Walken.
You know what's funny? No movie it's reminding me of?
What?
When I see a rich business guy taking advantage of a town and doing a speech saying how they should be thankful.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
No. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
What you call it? The bad guy in Roadhouse. When he's like, there was nothing here before me. I did this, and he has that line where he goes, JCPenney's coming here because of me. Ask anyone, they'll tell you. That's Christopher Walken's like, you had nothing in your pockets. You didn't even have pockets.
Just that speech, which is once again, even though it's corny, it's a good speech.
Yeah.
Hey guys, a lot of you are reaching out to me about the announced Roadhouse remake. You don't have to keep sending me the link. I'm aware of the news. I've seen it. I've seen that they're trying to remake Roadhouse. My hope is that it falls apart like the previous attempts at remaking Roadhouse. They were going to do one with Ronda Rousey, which would have been awful. There's absolutely no need to remake Roadhouse. It's already perfect. They'll only ruin it. Yeah. I didn't even look at who's in the cat. Jake Gyllenhaal, I think. I don't care. I'm not going to see it. They can do whatever they want. I guess the best thing I could say is it won't be as bad as Roadhouse 2. That's all I got. I'm sorry, guys.
And I love that he keeps trying to shoot The Rock, and then The Rock. Okay. So we forgot to mention he almost got sniped.
Yeah.
But Sean William Scott shot the sniper and then took off with the gato.
Yeah.
So The Rock grabbed the sniper rifle and he's able to just he no scopes
Yeah, he no scopes.
He no scopes and shoots the gun out of Christopher Walken's hand.
And he's
twice.
Yeah.
Wow. He does it fucking twice.
And he's on no blood, nothing. Just he strictly shoots the gun out of his hand.
Single-handed, no scope. What a badass.
He is a badass.
No wonder he's like, I don't do guns because I'm just too good at them.
Right? It's just unfair at that point. I guess that's why he doesn't. He was always saying people get hurt. Well, obviously you have a gun. Someone's going to get hurt. But all you're showing me is just that you're really good with guns.
Yeah.
And the bad guys got hurt. So
yeah.
It's not justified so much, but once again, I'm just enamored by his badassery. So
yes. And then also, this movie's not done taken from Roadhouse yet, because much like Roadhouse, the bad guy ends up being gunned down by members of the town. Yeah. I like that they like shoot him and whatnot, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, I give up." Like he's trying to act tough, and then he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm done."
Fine.
And then he
I
just
didn't get shot a bunch of times. Let me walk away. And then there's like a really terrible dubbed line as he's falling to his death. It's just, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And I'm just like, I actually rewound the movie to see if I could see if he was saying, oh, no, not at all. Just somebody just dubbed in there, oh shit.
Yeah.
And that's his last line.
What a hero. What a badass.
Come on. They could have given him something better than, oh shit.
No, I like oh shit. Oh shit's good.
Oh shit,
shit's good.
That's your dying breath. Your dying breath is, oh shit.
Exactly.
All right.
But yeah, then it's a happy ending. They got their gato. Turns out Travis, he returns the gato to them.
He comes back, even though it's just like, oh, he's definitely gone. Because if I was him, I'd be gone.
I probably would be gone too.
Like, come on.
But, you know, he cares about the people. Again, his Han Solo moment. There's more to him than money.
They all, like, just met.
Yeah.
Like, Travis and Rosario Dawson's character, they obviously knew each other for a while, but...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, he returns and everything, but the Rock's like, well, you still got to go home.
Mm-hmm.
I got to walk you through that door.
Still takes him home.
Takes him home. Travis's dad is a dick to him. He's like beating him up and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like, I didn't know that girl was married in Chicago. It turns out she was very married.
Mm-hmm.
I love that line. It's like,
Very
turns out. Yeah. But then the first time I saw this, I didn't see this coming.
I didn't either.
Because The Rock was like, okay, I'm good now. I got my money.
You know what?
I'm out.
We should celebrate.
Let's celebrate. And it makes sense. Again, script writing. This makes sense. Because the boss knew that he wanted to start a restaurant because he's into cooking. He's a chef. And he tells the other guys, like, hey, if he recommends it, it's good. He's the best chef I know. Let's eat this celebratory fruit. Oh no!
Wait, where did he get this fruit from?
It is the trippy poisonous fruit that knocks you out for 5 hours.
Convenient 5 hours.
Yeah, conveniently. And I just love like the bad guys looking at his like friends and their heads are like the one guy looks like a caveman at one point.
He does. And then like Sean William Scott, while he's all like warped, like looks at his dad and just like, whoa!
Hey, Dad.
Just like, and I'm just like, what the? That was genuinely frightening.
Yeah. I love that he makes fun of him. He's like, I think he just broke like a bunch of agricultural laws.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. 100%. He's like, why are you not being investigated? How did you get that through customs?
Yeah, how'd you get that through customs?
Like, how? Because he has several, like he takes out like a bag and there's a couple of that type of fruit in there.
Yeah, he has more than one. But I love that you think it's going to end on another fight.
You want a little bit of light?
Oh, we forgot to mention he finally was able to pull it off with the guy in the big shootout.
During the final battle,
he does it with his hands and that one. The guy's trying to match him and he just knocks him out.
You want a little thunder?
Lightning, little thunder.
How about his friend Thunder? Oh.
And I love that he's gearing up for this big fight, and then he goes, "Nah, I'm just kidding."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
they're BFFs now, and they get in a car, and it's a solid good time.
They drive off into the sunset.
Yes.
Credits roll.
I love it. I really think more people need to check it out. The action is stellar. The comedy is great. It's shot well. It's edited well. Like I said, maybe the first 2 minutes are a little dated with fuzzy bucket hats and Missy Elliott. But other than that,
the wardrobe just dating the movie a little bit. It's a solid movie.
Yes, the visual effects, like even the CGI, hold up. Everything is really good.
The stunt work, like A++.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. Like I know it has become a bit of a cult hit because they've tried to make sequels to this.
Really?
Peter Berg, up until like, I don't know, I have to look at the article again, but every couple of years he was trying to get it going again.
Okay. What, are they going to have John Cena do it?
Oh, God.
Kind of do like the Marine 2
No,
it'd
have to be this character again.
At that time, he wasn't, you know what I mean? So that could have potentially worked.
I would like to follow up to this. I actually wouldn't mind it. I mean, he's still doing these action films.
Yeah.
Sean William Scott will probably do it.
He would have to have hair, though. Sean William Scott won't do it, though.
Why not?
He's done with comedy. He's actually strictly drama now ever since Cop Out.
Really?
Yeah. Sean William Scott's just like, listen, I know I've been like maybe not typecasted, but he's done doing comedic roles. And his last comedic role, unless you count Goon, which is more like a dark comedy, not like an actual comedy, like Cop Out. I'm pretty confident Cop Out was Sean William Scott's last strict comedic role.
We're being very generous saying that Cop Out is a comedy. I didn't really laugh a lot in that movie.
You didn't laugh at the one character? The not Bruce Willis character?
No. Tracy Morgan?
Tracy Morgan. I thought Tracy Morgan was pretty funny.
Tracy
he was
Morgan-
a little bit sidekicky, annoying.
Tracy
but
Morgan is funny, not in that movie.
I can
What else? Oh,
understand.
Sean William Scott. He was in the movie called Mr. Woodcock.
Oh, that was so bad.
I thought it was going to be like the trailers are really good.
It was. Well, it was Billy Bob Thornton. You're like,
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be really funny.
because Billy Bob Thornton's on his mom. And that's
Yeah.
the premise. And I'm like, that's a weird
That's
premise.
a funny premise.
But all right.
You see the movie and you're like, good. What has Sean William Scott done lately?
The last thing I saw in him was Goon. Otherwise, everything else is more serious stuff. You know, like,
I'm looking it up. I need to know.
pretty confident the last comedic role when he was the parkour guy in.
Hold on, I'm
Cop
looking it
Out.
up.
And then he did Goon and Goon 2, and then I think it's just dramas.
I don't think I've ever seen the Goon movies.
It's okay. It's got Jay Baruchel in a really stupid character.
Well, that's how he
like,
met.
Really stupid.
I think that's how he met the Trailer Park Boys guys because a couple of them are in those Goon movies, and he directed a few episodes of the Netflix Trailer Park Boys.
All right, I should probably watch Goon again because I watched Goon before I did my whole binge on Trailer Park Boys. So,
Well, he directed a couple episodes of like the Netflix season, like the newer seasons.
okay. The
All right.
animated one?
Huh?
Animated?
No, the live action one.
Okay.
Like season 8 and onward. He directed a couple of
Gotcha.
those. All right, let's see. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. You might be wrong.
What was he in?
What movie did you say he was done?
I think after Cop Out, because I'm not counting Goon as a comedy.
Well, you're wrong
Okay, what was it?
because he came back for American Reunion.
Oh,
He did some voices in Ice Age.
that's
He's in an Always Sunny episode.
wait. He was in It's Always Sunny after.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know that like the TV syndication sometimes lines things up, and it might look like it was.
No,
later
no,
than
no.
earlier. Okay, because I know he plays somebody.
The Goon movies,
brother or something.
he came in Super Troopers 2. But then Bloodline, then there's a couple dramatic ones. He was in the Lethal Weapon TV series. But I think he replaced the guy in the Lethal Weapon TV
Yeah, because
series.
the other guy got in trouble or something, or
Yeah, he
was
apparently
complaining
was
about
difficult
money
on set
or
and they
something.
fired him.
Yeah,
So he does comedy on occasion. But you're right.
Okay.
It does seem like there was an effort to do more serious roles
yeah,
after
he's
that.
trying to get out of comedic roles.
Yeah. So you were half right.
Yeah, I'll take.
You
that.
were half right.
I'll take being half right.
But no, I would love Rock to return to this. I think enough people know it. I mean, but
That
it's
would
also
be
like it
good.
could just be a different adventure for him. And
Yeah, you could just do like a plot line where he's like, oh, he already became a good chef. He's just, whatever. He's just like, I'm tired of that. I need to get back in the game.
no, he's got to be forced back into
Oh
it.
yeah, it's a good. So he'll probably get
They're
like,
gonna be like,
I'm
"Hey,
gonna
look."
take your kitchen away from you if you
Yeah.
don't. Okay.
Well, look, we blackmailed you, and we can clear it with the health inspector if you do this one job for us. See, that's how you get him back.
And then he'll have to like rescue Margot Robbie or something. And they'll make it really bad. I'm just saying they'll update the shit out of it in the worst kind of way. It'll just be him, and she'll just be, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they might put it in the wrong direction if they make a second one, like an actual sequel.
Yeah, I don't know. It could work.
You know, it definitely like there's definitely some good plot points you could bring out of this, like we just said.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just worry we would try to standardize it to today, and it just might not.
Well, let's look at some of the stuff Peter Berg's done.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we trust him to revive this. Oh God, IMDb is also using that. I guess there was a poster like that initially, but
I don't remember one. That's fairly new because, like I said, I put the triple pack on like my Amazon wish list like 4 years ago. Because it was only like $8 for the triple pack, and it came with Doom and Scorpion King. And I'm like, if this is the only way I can get this movie on Blu-ray, I'll do it. And then 4 years later, I said, screw it, and I bought this one instead.
Okay, so Peter Berg,
Yes.
he directed the movie Very Bad Things. That's the one that he directed that was really popular. Then The Rundown, then Friday Night Lights. Good on him. That ended up being turned into a series. It
Yeah,
became
that was
popular.
a very popular series.
He did The Kingdom in 2007. He did Hancock. He did Christina
Actually,
Aguilera's.
that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the action in Hancock is pretty good. I mean, the movie's okay, but the action
Yeah.
is definitely good.
He directed a Christina Aguilera music video. He did some TV, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm back to theatrical films. Battleship." And then a Maroon 5 video. He did Lone Survivor in 2013. TV.
Lone Survivor.
He directed
a decent action movie.
Huh?
Lone Survivor is a decent action movie.
He directed an episode of The Rock show Ballers. So he reunited with The Rock.
Came back. Oh, that's adorable.
He directed Deepwater Horizon and Patriots Day, both in 2016. Looks like he's doing a lot of stuff with Mark Wahlberg.
Okay,
Mile
so
22.
he's just shooting in Boston all the time?
Yeah, I guess so. He is doing an untitled Rihanna documentary and an untitled Chris Cornell documentary.
Those don't sound like action flicks. I disapprove.
Well, Rihanna, he put her in Battleship, and that was like her first like big action film. And everyone went, Rihanna's not a good actress. And then they put her in,
Yes.
oh God, what's that awful movie? Valerian.
I never saw that one.
Oh God, she's a shape-shifting alien. She's terrible in it. But no,
unfortunate.
I know The Rock is in a million goddamn things, and you're probably sick of seeing him. But if you have not seen The Rundown, I highly suggest you go back and watch The Rundown.
Yeah.
It's very, very enjoyable. I would love to meet someone who sees this movie and doesn't like it.
Yeah. I'd be a little bit surprised myself.
I'd be like, why don't you like it?
Because it's more so just the people that haven't heard of it. Like that's what you're going to come across. It's just like, wait, The Rock had hair and he did an action movie with Charlene Scott? What are you
Again, it was
about?
bad. It was bad timing. Had this come out before Scorpion King, I feel like this would be huge.
Yeah, I agree. It would have definitely given him a better footing.
Because like I said, he's been doing action movies before Fast 5. He was doing action films to varying degrees.
Yeah, Doom was an action film.
But because I think Fast and Furious 4 won a lot of people back, people showed up for Fast 5 and they're like, wow, The Rock's kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And now he's in everything. I'm still let down by the Baywatch reboot.
I watched that. It wasn't good.
I thought it was going to be like, well, they tried to make it like 21 Jump Street. I thought it was going to be like that.
21 Jump Street was good, though.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that same kind of style, that same kind of humor. And it was, they were trying and they were not pulling it off.
I think Zac Efron had a lot to do with that.
I didn't mind him too much.
Not like his acting, just like,
yeah.
Their chemistry just.
No.
I didn't think.
The Rock didn't feel right in that role either.
No,
like
I think they just picked him because he looked the part.
Yeah. And I haven't seen a lot of his buddy cop stuff. He's done with Kevin Hart and whatnot.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
And then just like the intro of the other guys. You know.
The Other Guys is so good. We might have to come back for The Other Guys. That movie is fucking awesome.
I'll do that. There's no Arnold in it.
They might mention him at some point, but I think
all right, it's out. Done with Arnie.
Wait, we're not doing any more Arnold movies. What about
for another month?
What about we'll do Around the World in 80 Days. Oh wait, Arnold has a small part in that.
I never saw that. That's Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Arnold's in it.
We can't do it then. Great.
I'm kidding. We're gonna do every Arnold movie. Yes. So that is it from us. Tom, where can we find you?
You can find me at crithitpro.com or on my Instagram handle. I'm forgetting.
Don't worry, it'll be here. There it is.
Somewhere around there.
Yes. Let us know what you think of The Rundown. Do you think it needs a sequel? And then like, share, and subscribe. Call our voicemail line. Mail stuff to our mailbag. Join our mailing list that I occasionally forget to update. I'm just remembering I haven't done it in 2 weeks. I suck.
A little bit.
There's a lot.
It's okay.
There's a lot to keep track of.
Hashtag The Rock has hair. Or hashtag I don't like The Rock's hair.
Yeah, whatever one you want. Yeah, we should revisit some of Rock's action films. I want to watch Walking Tall again.
I remember.
Are there other hidden gems in his early action career that we're missing?
Not that I can think of.
I mean,
know. He wasn't great in Doom.
I've never seen Race to Witch Mountain, but it became a meme.
We should do that.
It became a meme.
That would be perfect. I never saw that.
Yeah.
Pile of garbage.
I just know the meme of him in the car looking back at the girl.
I like the meme where they say that he doesn't have, like, oh, did you know in movies they always take the headrests out? And he looks behind, he's just like, oh, what? Because they always do.
You know what's weird? My Samsung TV. I'm sorry. We'll end the episode in a second. My Samsung TV, like, when you turn it on, it gives you like movies on this app, movies this, and then it's like, here's a collection of movies we put together. And it's literally, there's one called Movies That Became Memes. And it was like Race to Witch Mountain and like a couple. Like,
Lord of the Rings is on there, I'm sure.
Maybe no. There was something else on there.
One cannot simply. All right.
It should be on there, but I don't think it was on there. I'll if it's still on my TV when I go home, I'll take a picture of it. But yeah, that's a good time. Yes, that is it from us. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Love you. Join Patreon.
We are waiting for the Dark Souls of fighting games. Let us have it. We're ready.
Soul Edge has nothing on a lightsaber. Like, I'm sorry.
James Earl Jones comes back.
No!
Oh no! Oh!
I don't think kids trade games anymore. I need that sense of accomplishment, and it wasn't there. And I think that was a major flaw.
The way they engineer these is just phenomenal.
As much as you're into like the comics, I was very into the toys, so I was on like the message board all the time.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.